ऑब्झर्व केलं तुम्ही तर युनिट डिजिट कसा येतो E1 येतो बरोबर आहे का
Okay, so I have started recording of this lecture. I will share my screen so that I'm going to share a presentation so that you will get the idea of that syllabus of this subject. Okay, is this screen visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, so let's so as this course is today we have started this course and this is our first lecture, a certificate. This is the course, a certificate course on basic English grammar, and we will have this content within these 25 days. We are going to study this content. Okay, there are five there are 5 units that we are going to study during this session. Okay, so and these units are, the first unit is parts of speech, the second is tenses, the third and the fourth unit is about the types of sentences. Okay, how many types of sentences are there that we are going to study in this chapter. And the fifth unit and last unit is direct and indirect speech. So this is the course syllabus designed for these 25 days of course. Okay, so we will briefly discuss this course and its content within some time. Okay, so let's move towards the first unit. This unit is of the parts of speech, and the subunits or subcontent within this unit is the importance of basic English grammar for communication. So in this unit, what is the importance of basic English grammar? What is the language? Why do we use language and why do we use grammar to speak or to communicate? That we are going to study in this unit. The second unit is of nouns, pronouns, adjectives. So in this second unit, we will discuss about nouns, pronouns, and adjectives in English language. Third unit is of verbs. The fourth unit is of adverbs. So the third unit is about the verbs and the fourth unit is of adverbs. Then in the adverbs also there are many types of adverbs. So we will discuss in details what are the other types of adverbs. Okay, and we will move further. Okay, then next is the preposition. Then after that we will discuss or we will study about the conjunctions, and in the last we will discuss about the interjections. So these are the 8 parts of speech. There are 8 parts of speech that we use in English language. Okay, so this is about the parts of speech. Then in the syllabus, the second unit is of tenses. Okay. So how many types of tenses are there? How many tenses are there? That we will discuss in this unit. What is the use of tenses? How to create or how to form the sentences in different types of sentences, that we will discuss in this unit. So let's first see that what is the first unit. The first unit is of tense, and in that there is simple present, present continuous tense. Okay. In the next there is present perfect continuous tense. After that we will see simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. And in the last 2 units we will see simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. So this unit will be wholly dedicated to the tenses. In this unit we will study what are the tenses, what is the tense, what are the types of tenses, and what are their use, what are their structures, and we will form the different sentences using that formula or that structure of related tense. Is that clear? समजतंय का विद्यार्थ्यांनो?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll move further then. The next in the syllabus, the next unit, unit third, is of voice. So voice means what? In Marathi, we call it as prayog. Okay. So voice are of two types. There are two types of voices in English language or in any other language. So the first type of voice is active voice. Active voice. So in the active voice, the subject is or subject has given more importance than object. So that is why it is called as active voice. And in the passive voice, the object becomes more important than subject, and that is why it is called as passive voice. So in this unit we will be discussing about the active voice, its types or its structure, and its examples we will be discussing in the further lecture. And in the passive voice we will see what is the passive voice, what are its examples, and we will discuss it with that examples. So this is all about the unit 3. Okay. And it is the voice. The fourth unit is of the types of sentences. Okay. So in this unit we will be discussing about the types of the sentences. What is the sentence, what are its types, how many types of sentences are there, that we will discuss in this unit. So in the types of the sentences, there are two sections. Okay. So there are also two sections in this, the types of sentences. The first, in the A section we will be discussing about the sentences and that are the assertive. Assertive means what? Vidhanarthi. Interrogative means in Marathi prashnarthi. Exclamatory means what? Exclamatory means udgarvachak. And imperative. So these four types of sentences we will be section. And in the section B there are sentences that comes under the section B. Means also assertive, interrogative, exclamatory, imperative. These comes under the B type of sentences. Okay. So these are the part and parcel of the B type of sentences. Okay. So in the B type of sentences, there are three types: simple tenses, simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. So these three types of sentences are there. In simple sentences, there is only one subject, object, and verb, and that is why we call it as simple sentence. In compound sentences, there are two uh, subjects. There are two subjects, two objects, and two verbs, and that are connected with the conjunctions such as and, or, but. Okay, so these are the conjunctions that we use to create or to form the compound sentences. And in the complex sentences are the sentences where there are two clauses. Okay, so these are made up of the clauses. Complex sentences are made up of the clauses, and in a sentence, in a complex sentence, there are two clauses. One is the main clause and another is the subordinating clause. Okay, so that is why it is called as complex sentences. So this is about the fourth unit that we will be discussing in the next few minutes. Okay, so in the next lecture. Okay, then these are the types of sentences in the, and the fifth unit is of direct and indirect speech. So direct speech and indirect speech, how to convert direct speech to indirect speech, that we will be discussing in the another lecture. Okay, so in this unit, direct and indirect speech, we will be discussing about, or we will study about the speech and its use. Okay, what is the speech and what are the types of speech, that we will discuss in this unit. So speech means what? Any sentence that comes out of the mouth of a speaker, and its uses also we will be discussing. And there are direct speech and indirect speech. These are the two types of the speeches. Direct speech is the speech or words that come out of speaker directly. Okay, there are two people. Take an example. There are two people, and these two people are speaking to each other, and when they are speaking directly, it is called as direct speech, because they are speaking to each other and there is no any other person. And in that situation, when the speaker speaks any type of sentences and it is listened by that listener, then it is called as direct speech, because there is only one listener and it is direct listener. He is listening to the speaker directly. But in the indirect speech, in the form of indirect speech, there is no any direct listener present over there, and third person is telling about that two people or that person which is not present over there. Okay, इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच मध्ये काय होतं, तर आपण ज्या डायरेक्ट स्पीच मध्ये काय होतं, तर दोन माणसांचं कॉन्व्हर्सेशन असतं, ते डायरेक्ट होतं, समोरासमोर असतं. आणि इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच मध्ये काय असतं, तर दोन माणसं जी बोललेली असतात त्यातला जो दुसरा जो लिसनर असतो तो तिसऱ्या जवळ जातोय. तो पहिला जो आहे तो पहिला तिथं नाहीये. तो आता दुसऱ्या जवळ दुसरा तिथला 2 नंबरचा जो माणूस आहे तो आता दुसऱ्या जागी आलाय आणि तिथं त्याला एका 3 नंबरचा माणूस भेटलेला आहे. आणि जेव्हा त्या 3 नंबरच्या माणसानं 1 नंबरच्या माणसाबद्दल जेव्हा जो विचारलं तेव्हा त्या 2 नंबरच्या माणसानं त्याला एक नंबरचा माणूस जो आहे तो तुझ्याबद्दल जो काही बोललाय किंवा इतर काही बोललाय हे जेव्हा तो तिसऱ्या माणसाला सांगतो तेव्हा त्याला काय म्हणतात तर इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच, कारण तो डायरेक्ट सांगत नाहीये. ओके, इन दिस वे इट इज direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech is made in the presence of that person, okay, and indirect speech is made in the absence of that first person. Okay, so these are the 5 units that we will be studying during during this session of 25 days, and we will be having a test also, okay, after the completion of this course. Okay, so marks are also mentioned in your activity based register. Okay, so please don't miss this session because it is all about your all round performance and all round development. Okay, so this will be counted as your performance, the attendance to this session. So don't miss this session, don't miss any of the lecture of mine and also of others. I won't say please attend only my lectures. You have to attend all the lectures 4 hours daily up to 25th of September. So this is a certificate course on the basic English grammar, and we have 5 units. First unit is part of speech. In that unit we will discuss importance of basic English grammar for communication, nouns, pronouns and adjectives, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions and intersections. In the second unit we will study tenses. How many types of tenses are there? There are there are 3 types of sentences. There are 3 main type of tenses: present, past and future. And in these 3 main types there comes 4 subtypes, and these 4 subtypes are simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. So it becomes 12 tenses. So there are 12 tenses that we will have to study for the English language. टेन्सेस हा खूप इम्पॉर्टंट चॅप्टर आहे. ह्याचे स्ट्रक्चर्स जेव्हा तुम्हाला समजतील तेव्हा तुम्ही ती वाक्यरचना स्ट्रक्चर जेव्हा समजतील तेव्हा तुम्ही ते सेंटेन्स फॉर्म करू शकता, वाक्यरचना करू शकता. सो प्लीज do study in advance this chapter of tenses. And unit 3 is of voice. So voice म्हणजे काय तर प्रयोग. ऍक्टिव्ह व्हॉइस म्हणजे कर्तरी प्रयोग आणि पॅसिव्ह बरोबर आहे कर्तरी प्रयोग, कारण कर्ता महत्वाचा असतो ऍक्टिव्ह व्हॉइस मध्ये. इन ऍक्टिव्ह व्हॉइस द डुअर ऑर action doing subject is more important and object is less important, or it has less importance. In passive voice object becomes important and this subject becomes less important. So this is of voice. The fourth unit is of types of sentences. and there are total 7 types of sentences. The first is assertive, second is interrogative, third is exclamatory, fourth is imperative, fifth is simple, sixth is complex, sixth is compound, and seventh is complex. So these are the types of sentences. And the last unit is of direct and indirect speech. And how many types of speeches are there? 2 types, direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech म्हणजे दोन लोकांमधलं कॉन्व्हर्सेशन जेव्हा त्या स्पीकरच्या तोंडातनं आलेलं डायरेक्ट जे वाक्य असतं ते त्यात झालं डायरेक्ट स्पीच. आणि तो जो स्पीकर आहे तो काय बोलला हे जेव्हा तो दुसरा तिसऱ्याला जाऊन सांगतो तेव्हा त्याला काय म्हणतात, इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच. दिस इज द डिफरन्स बिटवीन देम. सो इज दिस क्लियर? दिस इज द कोर्स सिलेबस. Then
plus 7 square 49. 49 म्हणला 9 येणार. 28 plus 4 32. 2 आला. आता आला 3. 4 plus 3. आलं ना?
okay, so is this slide visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's discuss about the importance of English as a language. Okay, so what is the importance of English? What do you think that why this subject is added in your syllabus or in your course? Nowadays English is spoken all over in all over areas. Okay, so जिथं जिथं आपण जातो तिथं एकतर आपल्याला इंग्लिशमध्ये तरी बोलावं लागतं, नाहीतर आपल्या मातृभाषेत म्हणजे आपल्या मदर टंग मध्ये तरी बोलावं लागतं. पण हे झालं आपलं जनरल. पण आपण जेव्हा तर आपण जेव्हा बाहेर जातो, आपल्या राज्याच्या बाहेर जातो किंवा इतर ठिकाणी आपण समजा फॉरेन मध्ये गेलो तर काय होईल, तिथं आपण आपली भाषा वापरू शकतो का? तर नाही वापरू शकत आपण तिथं आपली भाषा. तिथं जर आपल्याला आपण काय आपल्याला काय पाहिजे ते जर सांगायचं असेल किंवा आपल्याला काही फॅसिलिटीज पाहिजे असतील तर तिथं आपल्या मदर टंग मध्ये बोलून चालणार नाही. तिथं आपल्याला वापरावं लागेल इंग्लिश, कारण इंग्लिश ही काय आहे तर ग्लोबल लँग्वेज आहे. तर लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट द इम्पॉर्टन्स ऑफ इंग्लिश. ओके, सो बिफोर discussing the importance of English, let's discuss what is language. Okay, wait for a second. Okay, so let's see what is language. Language म्हणजे काय? Language is our primary source of communication. Why is it primary source? Because it is the necessary source, or it is the necessary to communicate with others. Okay, if there won't be a language, if there won't be a language, then how can we communicate with others? We can't communicate without language. That is why language is important. Okay, and that is why language is our primary source. Primary म्हणजे खूप महत्वाचा source of communication. Without language we can't communicate. With signs we communicate, but there may be misjudgment. Okay, आपण साइन लँग्वेज वापरली तरी सुद्धा समोरच्याला ती कळेलच असं काही सांगता येत नाही. That is why language is primary source of communication. It's the method through which we share our ideas and thoughts with others. So it is the method by which we share our ideas or thoughts with others. We can share our ideas and thoughts with others with language itself or language only. Without language or without signs, we can't communicate with others. Nowadays, we can communicate with signs also. We have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. So, if we want to communicate our emotions or if we want to tell what we are feeling, now we are using emojis. If we are happy, then we use emoji of happy. If we are sad or if we are angry, we use those emojis. But it is the sign language. It is not a written language or it is not a verbal language. The written language is language that we write or we use to write. And in the verbal language means what? That comes with words. Okay, we use words to speak to anyone or to speak to the person that is standing in front of us, and that is why it is called as verbal language. Verbal means what? Speaking. So that is why language is our primary source of communication. It's the method through which we share our thoughts. We share our thoughts, what we are feeling, what type of thinking, or what we are thinking that we share. And we share our ideas. So, what are the ideas in our mind that we share with them? So, language is most important. Some people even say that language is what separates us from animals and makes us human. So, some of us may say that language is what or language is that which separates us from animals. So, can we see that animals are using language or animals are speaking in a language or using a language to speak with another animal? Has anyone see that? No, because animals don't have the ability to learn a language or to create a language. It's the only ability that human are having. Okay, animals can't speak or animals can't use language as a medium of communication. They use their language in terms of what? Signs or cries. So what are the signs? If we are having our puppy or dog, some of you may have your pet animals like dogs or cats. So has anyone see that the dog is speaking in a Marathi language or any other language, English language with you? No, because dogs don't have ability to learn or to create a language. He can cry or he can make noises such as bobo or other gestures like uh, uh, his tail swiping here and there. He can move his tail here and there. So dogs or any other animals can't use language or can't create language. The parrots uh, Some of us may have parrots as their pet animal or pet bird. Parrots can mimic or parrots can make mimicry of us. Parrots have ability to make mimicry of humans or human. Parrot can't create or parrot uh, can't speak by his own mind or his own language. Parrots don't have their language. They can make noises or they can create voices. Cats also can't use language. Only meow meow or other cries they can create. Okay, so human are the only creature that is having language or that is having a language of the medium of communication, and we are very lucky that we can share our emotions, show our emotions to others, tell what we are thinking or what is there in our mind. Okay, so humans only have this ability. There are there are thousands of language in the world. Countries have their own national languages, so there are thousands of language in the world. In India itself we have 29 states and other territories, union territories. So considering the 29 mother tongues or state languages and other territory languages, we we ourselves only in India there are more than hundreds of languages. Okay, and 30 or more than 30 are the official languages of the states. As we are living in Maharashtra, our uh, state language or mother tongue is Marathi. If someone are from Jammu and Kashmir, their maybe Urdu as their official language or Hindi, or if someone are from Uttar Pradesh or MP, Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan, they may have Hindi as their language. So there are many languages in our country itself. So there are more than 190 countries in world. So there are thousands and more than thousands of languages spoken by all over the world. Okay, so there are thousands of languages in this world. Countries have their own national language, as our India has its national language. Our India don't have national language, but our Hindi is considered as a official language of our country, India. So, where we were, some languages are spoken by millions of people, others by only a few thousand. There are some languages like English or Chinese or our Hindi or German or we can say that French. These are the languages which are spoken by millions of people. लाखों लोक ही बोलतात. Others by only a few thousands. But just wait for a second. I'm having a call. Hello. हां हां बोला की. हां हो हो चालते. मग त्या 25,000 पे केली आहे त्याची रिसिप्ट मला हे करा की या टेलिग्राम नंबरला सेंड करा. कधी केली तुम्ही? 1:10 का? बरं बरं. मी आता लेक्चरमध्ये त्यामुळं मी नाही बघितलं. लेक्चर झाल्यावर मी बघतो. हां चालते. मग ती 25,000 मग परत अजून 1-2 दिवसांनी भर. हां चालते चालते. आणि मग त्याची पण पावती पाठव. हां ओके ओके. Sorry for disturbance. There was a call from a student. So where we were? We were at some languages are spoken by millions of people. Some of the languages like English or Hindi or Chinese uh, are spoken by millions of people. Okay, but some of the languages are there like tribal languages. So these are spoken by few of or few thousand peoples because tribal people are now vulnerable people. Okay, so these are having less population in thousands only. We India also have tribal people which live at Andaman Nicobar uh, landscape. Okay, so Andaman Nicobar uh, is the part of India. Okay, so uh, there are some tribal peoples. Okay, so they are having not more than 1,000. Only thousands of people are there, tribal people. So they are having different language than us. So these are the languages spoken by few thousand, and some of the languages are there which are spoken by millions of people. So this is the difference. Okay, so okay, this is about the language. Then why do we learn English? Okay, this is the question. Why do we learn English? Why we learn English? What is the importance of English? What is the use of the English? So let's discuss about the English. Okay, English language, what is the importance and why do we learn that? Okay, so English was originally the language of England. Yes, it is the language of England, Britain. But through the historical efforts of the British Empire, it has become the primary or secondary language of many former British colonies, such as the United States, Canada, Australia, India, South Africa, African countries. So, before the colonization, before the Britishers start their colonization, English was limited only with that island of Britain or Great Britain. So English was originally a language of England, but when British peoples or Britishers invade the American continent, then Asian continent, India, and after African continent, the these countries, okay, these countries under the British Empire becomes the colonies of Britishers. We were the colonies of Britishers, and Britishers were the coloniers or emperors. Okay, so they imposed their English language on us. They started their uh, or teaching their English language to Indian people or other people to for the beneficiary or for getting benefit in the administrative process. Okay, so in administrative work, they to complete or to make ease in the administrative work, they started teaching their language to Indian people, and that is why English comes in India. Okay, so currently English is the primary language of not only countries actively touched by British impression. So currently there is no any difference between the countries touched by British impression or British people, but also many business and cultural spheres dominated by those countries. So currently English is a primary language or basic language which is not only actively touched by British impression but also many business culture spheres and dominated by those countries. So Britishers not only bring or brought their language, but they also brought their business and culture to these countries or these colonial or these colonies. Okay, so next is it is the language of Hollywood. Yes, English is the language of Hollywood. We see that there are many movies which are made or which have dubbing in the English language. We know that there are many movies such as uh, Avengers. Many of you uh, have seen that series Avengers or um, Harry Potter. These are the movies. So, in which language these are dubbed? These are dubbed in the English language because English is spread all over the world by Britishers, and that is why it is a global language. Okay, so it is also a language of international banking and business. Okay, so it is also the language of international banking. We use English in the banking also and business also. For the uh, foreign affairs or we can say that in Marathi परराष्ट्र खातं. परराष्ट्र खातं कुठली भाषा वापरतं तर इंग्लिशच वापरतं. Okay, so as such it is a useful and even necessary language to know. Okay, so this is a next also the importance of English. We will see that globalization covers all aspects of life. So there is a globalization by which we came close to each other. Okay, as we are listening this lecture from our home itself, these are the benefits or these are the fruits of this globalization term. Okay, so and how this globalization came? It came with English language itself. If there won't be an English language, then how that world will come it close to each other? So globalization is the very important term, and it has covered all aspects of life. So deep understanding is very important in each and every field. Okay, so deep understanding of the language is very important. Without proper communication, it is not possible to be in connection. If we don't have a proper communication, or there is a gap between or there is a communication gap between student and teacher, or student and child and parent, then how that child will convey his message, or how that student will convey his message to the teacher that he is not understanding whatever is teaching over there, or whatever that teacher is teaching to them. So without proper communication, it is impossible. So that is why language is most important. There comes the language. With the language, we can communicate with others. So therefore, it is important to know how English language will unite people. Okay, and that is why it is important that English language has united all the world. Okay, and all the people from one corner of the world to the another or opposite corner of the world, the people from one corner to other corner can speak or can communicate with English language only. And that is why it is the universally accepted language. So that is why we learn English. Okay, it is the reason behind our implementation of English in our syllabus. Okay, then let's see the reasons to learn English. What are the reasons why we learn English? So these are some reasons that we will discuss. It is essential for work. Yes, it is essential for work. Our official language in Maharashtra. Let's see the example of Maharashtra. Uh, we are Maharashtrian, so we have Marathi as our official language. But if someone from other state or someone from other country, if he wants some or he has some official work, then in which language he will communicate? He will
Hindi.
communicate in English or Hindi or his own state language. But there is in Maharashtra, we can understand only Marathi, Hindi, or English. So that is why English, if someone is not understanding the Hindi or Marathi, then he will have to speak in English only. Okay, so for getting his work or for completing his work or for having official documents or others, he will have to speak English or he will have to communicate in English, either in English or either in Marathi. So if we move towards the states like South Indian states, okay, so Tamil or Telugu or Malayalam, these are states having their pride or their proud. They are very proud of their own mother tongue. They they if you see that if you go there and if we start speaking in Hindi with them, then they won't speak in Hindi. They will speak in their own language, their own mother tongue, either in their mother tongue or in English. So that is why if you will move towards or go for a trip to the South Indian states, there you will have to speak either their own mother tongue like Malayalam, Telugu, or Tamil, or you will be or you will have to be very perfect in your English language, or you will have a command on your English language. So it is essential for work. It is the universal language. Second reason is the universal language because English is spoken by all over the world. Okay, so that is why it became universal language of the world. In Europe also, if you uh, go for a trip to Europe, you will have to speak either in their in own language, Like if you went to the, or you will go, when you will go to the France, or you will go to the Germany for a trip, then you will have to uh, have command over German language or French language. You will have to speak in German language or French language to them, or either you can speak in English language, but you can't use your mother tongue or Hindi or Marathi or other languages. Okay, that is why it is universally spoken language. It is universally accepted as a universal language. Okay, the next reason is it will open the doors of new cultures. So when we learn English language, the language itself will open the doors of new cultures. Then how will it how does it open the door? It will open the door by because of understanding the English language. If we don't know the English language, or if we can't read or understand English language, then how can we or how will you know the culture of other countries or other states? There are cultures, means if let's take an example of India. In India, there are more than 29 states and uh, union territories over there. So in each state has its own culture. Maharashtra has its own culture. UP, Bihar, MP has its own culture. Rajasthan is having its own culture. Gujarat, or South Indian states are having their own culture. Sorry. So if we want to know the culture, if we want to know the culture of other people, such as if we want to know the culture of South Indians or North Indians or Southeast India, uh, Northeast India, North Indian states, there are also North India. In the North states are over there, and these states are called as Seven Sisters. Okay, so they also having their different culture. So to know the culture of that North India or Northeast India or South India, we will have to speak in their mother tongue or either in the English language, and that is why it is important to know or to understand, uh, if we want to know the or to understand the culture of other people, we will have to speak, or we will have a knowledge of English language. So next is you will travel comfortably. Yes, if you are having uh, proficiency in English language, or you are a good speaker, if you go to the foreign countries or European countries also, you can't uh, or there you can't face any type of problems, because you are having the knowledge of English and you can travel comfortably over there. So that is why it is important. The next is it is most open language. Yes, English is the most open language. Okay, so every year in the Oxford English Learners Dictionary also, we can see that they are adding some of the words from other languages also. From Indian or from Hindi language also, there are many words which are added in the English language. Like we can say that which word, jugad. If we see that jugad that we use as a Hindi word, it is also added in the English language. Okay. Also roti, uh, chapati is also added in the English language as a foreign word. Okay, so it is the most open language. They are adding other language words in English also. Okay, so that is why it is the most open language. The next is language of art and literature. Hey, yes, it is the language of art and literature. Okay, so that is why we can understand, or we can, if we want to know the world literature, okay, or American literature or British literature or Indian literature itself, it it is it will be written only in English. If we found if we want to search any type of literature, uh, foreign literature or world literature, it will be found only in English, because English is the only language which is spread all over the world, in each corner of the world. So that is why the it is the language of art and literature. The next is, it eliminates language weaknesses. So this language, English language, eliminates the weaknesses in the language that we are facing. Okay, so that is why these are the reasons to learn English. The next is, the next point we are going to discuss is the power of English language. So what is the power of English language? It is the people know the importance of it, and that is why this language is taught as a basic language in every state. What is the power of English? The people know the importance of English. Okay, so people are the aware of this language and aware of the importance of this language, and that is why it is taught as a basic language in each state, each and every state. It is taught as a basic language. Speaking internationally, it would be really difficult to prosper in this world without knowing English. It is also a correct point. आता आपण जर बाहेर जायचं म्हणलं, इट वुड बी रिअली डिफिकल्ट टू प्रॉस्पर इन दिस वर्ल्ड विदाउट नोईंग इंग्लिश. समजा आपण एखाद्या टूरवर गेलोय, फॉरेन टूरवर गेलोय, समजा आपण गेलोय अमेरिका टूरवर, किंवा युरोप टूरवर गेलोय, किंवा इकडे सिंगापूरकडे गेलोय, तर जर आपल्याला जर इंग्लिश लँग्वेजचं जर नॉलेज नसेल, इफ वी डोंट हॅव द नॉलेज ऑफ इंग्लिश लँग्वेज, देन हाऊ टू कम्युनिकेट, हाऊ वी विल कम्युनिकेट with those American people or European people? No, we can't communicate with them. We can't tell them what we want, or what I want to tell you. So that is why it is very difficult to prosper in this world without knowing English. आपण या जगात समजा जर कम्फर्टेबली राहायचं असेल आपल्याला, तर इंग्लिश लँग्वेजचं नॉलेज असणं खूप गरजेचं आहे. The third point is, when it comes to globalization, the first language that comes to our mind is of English. Yes. जेव्हा ग्लोबलायझेशनचा मुद्दा येतो, when it comes to globalization, the language that comes first in our mind is the only English, because it is the universal language, or language spread all over the world. Okay, that is why it is very important. So this is the power of English language. To create a world of ethically responsible, equitable, and tolerant people, the English language plays a key role. Okay, so to create a world of ethically responsible, म्हणजे इथिक्स असतात काही, काय म्हणतात त्याला, एथिकली म्हणजे बघा, एथिक्स एटिकेट्स असतात काही, एटिकेट्स इथिक्स म्हणतो आपण. हिसाब नीतीच्या गोष्टी असतात बघा आपल्याकडे, तर त्यात इथिकल लँग्वेज असते बरं का. इथिक्स सांगितलं, नैतिक, नैतिक बरोबर आहे अगदी. टू क्रिएट अ वर्ल्ड ऑफ एथिकली रिस्पॉन्सिबल मीन्स नैतिक दृष्ट्या रिस्पॉन्सिबल, जबाबदार, इक्विटेबल, इक्विटेबल म्हणजे समसमानता असलेली, अँड टॉलरंट, टॉलरंट म्हणजे काय तर सहनशीलता और सहनक्षमता असलेली. ओके, so to create a world of ethically responsible, equitable and tolerant people, इथे people राहिले बरं का, the English language plays a key role. So English has its key role in creating a world of ethically responsible, equitable and tolerant people.
आता 29 म्हणजे 12 आहे, 12 प्लस 18
You can get from each field event.
4096.
हेच काय,
हे शॉर्ट ट्रिक आहे.
ओके, हे आपण पुढचं सेंटेन्स बघू. In business communication with customers and our delegates, it is very important to exchange and share our thoughts and innovations. Thus, business grows. Okay. So, in the business communication with customers and other delegates, so in business communication there is also type of communications like business communications, normal communications. So in the business communications with customers and other delegates, customers, there are customers also and other delegates also. Delegates means what? Delegates means जे असे खूप मोठे इंडस्ट्रीमॅन असतात त्यांना डेलिगेट्स, प्रतिथयश म्हणतात, किंवा फेमस फेमस पीपल सच ॲज टाटाज और अजिम प्रेमजी, विप्रोज. Okay, so these are the delegates. So in business communication with customers and other delegates, it is very important to exchange and share our thoughts and innovations. So for exchanging or sharing our thoughts or innovations for the growth of our business, we must have command over this language. So that is why this is the power of English language. Coming to the next slide, it is the language of education. So what is your language of education? In which language you are learning, or what is your what, in what language you are learning? It is in English language. Engineering syllabus of engineering is, or curriculum of engineering is made of, or in it is in English language. So that is why someone is having good English communication skills, he can sustain or he can remain in a competition of this world. So that is why it is made as a language of education. Understanding? So this is language of education. English is also essential to the field of education. So in the field of education also, English is very important. In many countries, Okay. So English is also essential to the field of education. In many countries, children are taught and encouraged to learn English as a second language. So yes, English is used as a second language in India also. Yes, we people use English as a second language. We are having first language, our mother tongue as a first language, and English is used as a second language or official language of India. So India is also having its official language as English. Hindi is also our first official language, but generally we use our state language or English as an official language. So next is almost 90% of educational subjects are written in English. You know that you are studying engineering or you are preparing engineering from last 1 year. So you know that almost 90% of syllabus or subjects are written in English itself. Only few of or you don't have any subject other than English language. Okay, so your language or medium of education is English itself and not your mother tongue or Hindi language. Okay, so 90% of uh, educational subjects are written in English language. Even in countries where it is not an official language, such as the Netherlands and Sweden, we will find many syllabus and in science and engineering are written in English. Okay, so countries like Netherlands and Sweden are not having English as their official language. Okay, so these countries have their own mother tongue as official language and they are not using English as their official language. But though it is the fact, they are also using English as for their syllabus or they are uh, we can find many of the course syllabus or syllabi in science and engineering of these countries are written in English. Okay, so that is why it is the language of education because it is the dominant language in the science. Most of the research and studies you find in any given scientific method will be written in it as well. So it is the dominant language in science and technology. Okay, so English is dominating in science field also and also in the arts field also. So that is why it is very important to have a knowledge or to have a knowledge to speak English language. So most of the research and studies you can find them only in the English language or they are written in the English language. If you want to uh, do paper presentation or if we want to attend conference or conference or a meeting, general meeting in the offices, corporate offices, in they only use English to communicate with each other. Okay, so this is why important English is a language of education and language of research also, technology also. Okay. Okay. The next point is at the university level, students in many countries study almost all their subjects in English. Okay. In at the university level, students in many countries study almost all their subjects in English in order to make the material more accessible to the international students. So, in order to make the material more accessible, okay, so or more easier, okay, so in order to make study material more easier to understand, many of the university level students or countries study almost all of their subjects in English. Our university, Solapur University, is also offering you these engineering courses in English only, in English language only. They are not offering your engineering courses in Marathi or Hindi. Because why is it so? It is because they are they are trying to make you competitive in this world. They are thinking that you will have to compete in countries only, and that is why they are choosing English as a language of medium. Yes. So it is about the next is the next is travel and business. It is the language of travel and business also. Okay. Let's see what is there. With good understanding, you can travel around the globe. Okay. If you are having a good understanding of English language, are able to communicate in English language, then you can travel around all over the globe. Globe means what? Globe means world. Okay. So you can travel at any corner of this world if you are having command over this language. If you can understand or and you can speak English language, then you have the millions of the opportunities. Because so it is the also international language for foreigners. So if you are thinking, well, or we if you are thinking that we are Indian people and we Indians can't speak very good English than those British peoples or those European peoples, then having a misunderstanding. Okay, so first of all, I want to remove that misunderstanding from your mind that we Indian people good English. It is very false thing. Okay, it is very false thing, or we can say that we Indians are very best in our English language, and we Indians can speak very fluent in English more than those European countries or those which are speaking French or German or other Spanish. So these are the people, French, German and Spanish people, these also can't speak in a very good tone than Indian people. So we are very far, or we are very good at our tone, because we are having influence of Britishers on our tongue, or on our uh, language. Britishers colonized us for more than 1150 years, okay, and that is why their influence is there on our Indians. So they looted our ornaments, they looted our money, but they can't uh, loot, or they can't grab our talent and our abilities, our intelligence, and that we are very good at our English language. Okay, so this is about the where we were. English skills. English skills will also help you in any business venture you choose to follow. Okay, so there are the uh, many business ventures. There are many business related uh, programs are there, and if you are having the English skills, then it will help you to follow, or to choose to follow the. Okay, so if you visit some offices, companies, governmental organizations, engineering companies, you will see the importance of English. Okay, when you visit, or when you will be when there will be a company visit, or industrial visit from college side, then they will make you to visit some offices, or companies, or governmental organizations, or engineering companies, or multinational companies, MNCs. Then when you will visit a company, then you will understand why it is important to speak in English, or to learn English. Okay, so you will understand when you will visit. Okay, so any big company will hire their professional staff after getting to know whether the people they are hiring are good at English or not. So any of the companies, such as if you want to uh, make your career in IT industries, or in core industries, or mechanical companies, you will find that when you want to work in an IT industry, there English, or you language. Knowing that you are very good, or you are enough good in English language, after when you prove, after you will prove that you are uh, you can understand English, or you can speak in English, after that then only they will hire you. Okay, so many big companies will hire their professional staff only after knowing that employee they wanted to keep in their company is good in the English communication, or communication uh, in English. Okay, so they will only hire you when they understand that you are very good at in your English. Okay, so companies who want to function at an international level only consider their staff well educated if they are good English speakers, writers and readers. Okay, So the companies who want to function at an international level. So the companies like TCS or Wipro or uh, Cognizant or other international MNCs, multinational companies, if they want to function at an international level, they only consider their staff, or they will only hire their staff well educated if they are good English speakers. If they understand that the staff is not good at English or in English speaking or in English writing, then they won't entertain you. They won't tolerate you in their company. So that is why it is important. Now next unit is of resources make learning English easy. So resources make learning English easy. Okay, so there are many resources that are related. There are many resources that are related to the English language. So we can use them to increase our knowledge, to enhance our knowledge. Okay. So let's see. Although many people think that it is very difficult and confusing, English is actually the easiest language of the world to learn because there are so many resources available. You think Many of you think that English is difficult to speak or difficult to understand, but it is your misconception or misunderstanding. Okay, so English is not that much very or that much difficult or confusing. Okay, because grammar of English language is most easy than our Indian languages. If we want to learn Tamil or Telugu or Malayalam language, it is very difficult for us. Okay, but if we want to learn grammar of English, we can easily understand. Let's take for an example Marathi or Maharashtrian people. If we want to learn, we Maharashtrian people want to learn Malayalam language or Telugu language, then is there any difference between learning an English language grammar and learning a Tamil language grammar? There is difference. There are many resources. There we can find millions or billions of resources related to the English language. But if we move towards the Telugu language, if we want to learn Telugu language, the resources for learning a Telugu language are limited. They are related to only one state. But English is a global language. That is why, because of there are many resources, learning English is becoming very easy language. Okay. So this is the point. The next is, as soon as you decide uh, you want to learn, there are thousands of resources on internet and in bookstores. So we can find resources from internet also. There are online resources, offline resources. We can download the resources, books related to English grammar from internet or bookstores, or we can purchase books from bookstores also. So English has the most of the resources we can find in English language. So this is about the resources. The next is you can supplement traditional learning materials with children's TV shows and books. So for if you are having eager or if you are having will to learn English, then you can learn it anyhow. Okay. So what is needed for it, for learning a language like English? What is the needed, or what is the need of the need for that? You will have to learn English language from a book. You will have some grammar books which you feel that they are easy, or they are having their language easy than other books. So use them. There is too much material, learning material you can find on internet also. Also, you can make your English speaking or better. How? If you are having TV in your home, then you can choose children's TV shows such as cartoons or movies. Okay, so cartoons, if you want, if you are watching cartoons, you are fond of watching cartoons, then only you have to do is you will have to select your language of understanding or language of communication as an English. Okay, switch to English language and not your mother tongue. If you will see the shows like TV shows such as there are many shows you can find also news debates. So start watching these news in English. Start uh, hearing these debates in English, so that it will improve your or speaking abilities or listening abilities also. You can improve your listening abilities also. Okay, so read books, but also supplement your practice, or supplement your teaching with the TV shows or children's cartoon, but to watch them by turning it to the English language mode. Okay, so I will suggest watching as much TV as you can in English. Okay, with English subtitles, and you will pick up conversational English in no time. So watch as much TV shows or YouTube shows or cartoons as much you want, but watch them with English subtitles or English as a medium of communication. Okay, so it will make you it will make your English very good or comparatively good within no time. Okay, so it is about the resources you that will make your English at another level. Okay, so this is about the resources, internet and press and summary. So only two subunits are there. uh, so let's see, internet and press. Okay, so English is also the language of internet and press. So press means what? News channels are operating in English language. Okay, so on the internet most websites are having their content in English. So even sites in other languages offers them their option to translate the site. Okay, so many of the sites that we see on the internet, that most of the websites are written in the English language, or they are having their content in English. Okay, so that is why it is the language of praise and the internet. Moving towards the language of press, it is the primary language of press also. Most of the newspapers and books are written in English than any other language, and having, no matter where you are in the world, you will find learning material of English language easily. So if you are anywhere in the world, you can find any or single book of English language at any corner of the world. That is why English is the most accessible language, or most uh, having most accessible language, having the most accessible uh, material. So English is very that is why it has become a very global language or universal language of the world. Okay, so due to these reasons, English is important in our day-to-day life. Okay, so this is about the internet and press. So taking a recap or a short summary of what we have studied in this session, let's take a recap. English is a language of business. It is the language of education. It is the language of knowledge and learning. Okay, and it is the language of traveling. We can find job opportunities uh, by having the command over this language. Okay, it is the window to the world. So it is the window to the world means what? Through this window we can see the world with ease. Okay, this is the window. English is the window, and through this window we can see towards the world. It is the language of internet and press. It is the language of science and engineering, and that is why it is the global language. Okay, so it also helped the globalization, that having the fruits of that we are getting with each other. So this is about all about this chapter, importance of English. So we have discussed about importance of English language in today's lecture. So let's uh, move towards our presenting. I will start your roll call and you will have to say present, sir. Okay. So I will call your roll numbers one by one, and you will have to give presentee to me. So what's the date today? It is the 1st of August, 1st of September 2021, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. We have taken lecture from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and your branch is mechanical second year. Okay, so let's give the presentee. Roll number 1. Roll number 1. Is my voice audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 1 is not present. Roll number 2.
Present, sir.
Okay, roll number 2 is present. 3. Roll number 3.
Present, sir.
Roll number 4.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 5. Roll number 5. 5 is absent. Roll number. Roll number 6. Roll number 7.
Yes, sir.
Okay, roll number 7 is present. Roll number
Yes,
8.
sir.
sir.
Roll number 9.
Present, sir.
Roll number 10.
Present, sir.
Roll number 11.
Present, sir.
Roll number 12.
Present, sir.
Roll number 13.
Present, sir.
Roll number 14. 14. Roll number 14. 14 is absent. Roll number 15. Roll number 15. 15 is absent. Roll number 16. Roll number 6. 16 is absent. 17.
Present.
18. Roll number 18. Roll number 19.
Present, sir.
20. 20. 21. Roll number 21. 22. 23.
Yes, sir.
24.
Present, sir.
25.
Present, sir.
26.
Present, sir.
27.
Present, sir.
28. Roll number 28.
Present, sir.
29.
Present, sir.
30. Roll number 30. 30 is absent. 31.
Present, sir.
32.
Present, sir.
33. Roll number 33. 33 is absent. 34.
Present, sir.
35. Roll number 35. 35 is absent. 36.
Present, sir.
Roll number 30. 37 is absent. 38. 38. Roll number 38 is absent. 39. Roll number 39. 39 is absent. 40. Roll number 40. 40 is absent. Roll number 41.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 42.
Yes, sir.
43. Roll number 43. 43 is absent. 44.
Present, sir.
Roll number 45. 45 is absent. 46.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 47. 47. 47 is absent. 48.
Present, sir.
49.
Present, sir.
50. 'Roll number 50. 50 is absent. 51. Roll number 51. 51 is absent. 52. Roll number 52. 52 is absent. 53. Roll number 53. 53 is also absent. 54. Roll number 54. 54 is absent. 55.
Present, sir.
56.
Yes, sir.
57. Roll number 57. Roll number 50. Roll number 58.
Present, sir.
Roll number 50. Roll number 59.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 60. Roll number 60. Roll number 60 is absent. टोटल किती विद्यार्थी आहेत तुम्ही?
84.
84 पर्यंत आहे का? ओके.
Yes, sir.
रोल नंबर 61. रोल नंबर 61. Sixty-one is absent. 62. Roll number 62. 62 is absent. 63.
Yes, sir.
64. 64. 64 is absent. 65. Roll number 65. 65 is absent. 67. 66.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 66.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 66 is present. 67. 67 is absent. 68. Roll number 68. 68 is absent. 69.
Present, sir.
70.
Present, sir.
71.
Present, sir.
72. Roll number 72. 72 is absent. 73.
Present, sir.
74. Roll number 74. 74 is absent. 75.
Yes, sir.
6. Roll number 76. 76 is absent. 77.
Yes, sir.
78. 78. 78 is absent. 79. Roll number 79. Absent. 80. Roll number 80. 80 is absent. 81. Roll number 81. 81 is absent. Roll number 82. Roll number 82. Roll number 82. 82 is absent. 83. Roll number 83. 83 is absent. 84.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are 84 students in your batch. Okay. 84 विद्यार्थी आहेत का बॅच मध्ये?
Yes, sir.
ओके. मी परत एकदा तुमचा रोल नंबर पुकारतो अब्सेंट स्टुडंटचा. ज्यांची कोणाची राहिली असेल प्रेझेंटी द्यायची ते आता सुद्धा देऊ शकता. तर रोल नंबर 1 इज अब्सेंट. ओके. रोल नंबर 1, 5, 6, 14, 15, 16, 18, 20, 33, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 43, 45, 47, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 57, 60, 61, 62, 64, 65, 67, 68, 72, 74, 76, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82 आणि 83 हे अब्सेंट नंबर्स आहेत. यातलं
18
कोणी
present,
प्रेझेंट
sir.
असेल तर सांगा.
18 present, sir.
18 प्रेझेंट. ओके.
78 आहे सर, त्याचा नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लेम आहे. 78.
78. ओके. अजून कोणी आहे? Is there anyone who forgot to give his presentee? कोणी विसरले का प्रेझेंटी द्यायचं? Then we'll stop here. It's almost 3. So we'll stop here. This is our first lecture. So we have discussed about the our syllabus that is for our course and what is the language and importance of language. So from next lecture we will start our actual syllabus. Okay, so you can leave this meeting and join another session. Okay, so leave your meeting. All of you, please leave this meeting and you can join if you are having another lecture. सर लेक्चर झाल्यावर स्टॉप रेकॉर्डिंग म्हणायचं ना. लीव मीटिंग का तो पण ऑप्शन आहे की. हो हेच का कुठलं आहे तुमचं? झूम नाही, हे झूम नाहीच की मीट आहे गुगल मीट आहे. स्टॉप रेकॉर्डिंग झालं. अच्छा